credit to the NFL and the spotters when it's not an issue. And weeks go by without it being an issue. But when it's an issue, it's a big deal. It's like the long snapper. You do your job, nobody notices. You sail the ball over the punter's head, everybody notices. Last night, and I wonder what these spotters are doing, and there are multiple at the game, and they're in the booth, and I don't think they're deep into their nachos and their beer.
No.
That they're not paying attention.
I don't get it either.
DeVante Parker, this is early in the game, first quarter, 4:18 to go.
Weird right here. I noticed it
turf.
right here. The way he rolled over, I went, oh, his head might have got jammed in the ground. So, I mean, to your point, I mean, if you're just watching the game on TV, you saw enough things to go, that doesn't look right.
That's when you should be mashing the button to get him off the field. Mash the button to get him off the field. The play's going forward, and you know, they have to. This guy needs to be out. And Nelson Agholor, he's the one that takes the initiative to say we got to get this guy off the field.
Right.
And it's great to see teammates helping out teammates, especially, and they're part of the broader system. I mean, the whole idea is everybody has a shared responsibility in ensuring that someone who may have suffered a head injury is off the field, but it shouldn't come down to a player, not when all of the resources are devoted to having people who have one job during the game. You're the spotter for injuries that possibly require the game to be stopped. Now, they did it later, and Devin McCourty, and it came a little late, and it was confusing, like what's going on. It was in the fourth quarter, and they ushered Devin McCourty off the field, and you could just tell by the look in his eyes he wasn't right.
Right.
But it wasn't as bad as DeVante Parker.
No.
So I don't get it. And it's not like we've had a bunch of those this year, but there should never be one. This apparatus should be so good, there's never a flaw. There's never a mistake. When a guy hits his head and you see him immediately struggling, if everybody else is watching it, what the hell are the people who are paid to sit there and watch the action to spot injuries doing, Chris?
Well, you follow the ball and you follow the collisions, and the collisions usually happen right around the ball. So that is where it was a little bit like, how do you miss that? I don't get that, but that was like good on Nelson Agholor.
These are the same folks who brought us Cameron Brate. These are the same folks who brought us Cameron Brate did not hit his helmet against a member of the Chiefs defense back in week 4 when that ridiculous display happened where he was out of the game and they didn't check him for a concussion. He was back in and he could have had another concussion fresh off of the first one. And then they finally realized he had one. It's just inexcusable, and it needs to get called out. And look, I remember hearing 2015 after that Case Keenum incident when he was playing for the Rams and he was in the fencing posture and he didn't exit the game, that John Madden was livid. And he had a very simple approach. And look, this is a football coach, and it sounds harsh to people because, let's understand. And there are certain jobs where you don't make excuses for people. There are certain jobs where the standard is, if you can't do the job, bye-bye, we'll find somebody who can. Period. And I know that's a little tougher in today's labor market because bad help is hard to find. But for a job like that, and that was Madden's attitude, if these people can't do the job, fire them and get someone who can. Surely there's somebody out there who can sit there and watch the game and recognize that person needs to come out for a concussion evaluation. So Madden used to get livid about it late, and that's one of the things he doesn't get enough credit for. There's so many accolades and so many things you can praise him for. In his later years, he was a champion. He was a trailblazer. He was the lighthouse for the NFL to try to get people to understand when it looks like someone may have a head injury, you have to take it very, 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 very seriously. And so anytime I see that, I feel inspired by the memory of Coach Madden to yell about it as loudly publicly as he was yelling about it privately, Chris.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was great that way. There's no doubt he does not get the credit he deserves in that department. And, yeah, this is one here where with the current environment and everything there, it's hard to believe that they missed it. And especially that one, that obvious. I know there's going to be ones that maybe happen away from the ball. You can't see it all. But when it's literally at the point of attack and it's the guy who caught the football, that's where you just go, what exactly could they be watching there? But luckily they got it rectified, and that's good. But, yeah, you're right. They can't have it. It's got to be better than that.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.